Welcome to my podcast, Sip and Sala, where we lift the lid, spilling the tea on all things marriage, womanhood, and motherhood. So let's sip some tea and pray we get through another day of this shit. Hi everyone, welcome back to Sip and Sala. It's not even episode, it's season 2. Can you believe I'm actually coming back to talk to you guys again? I'm going to admit, honestly, I'm going to admit, after I took the little break last time, I was like, you know what, maybe I've said enough. I honestly thought, you know what, maybe I have said enough. But I'm back. I told myself, no, I'm going to do this because I actually enjoy this. This podcasting thing is probably the favorite side of social media I've yet to discover. I do enjoy the other things, but just talking, just knowing that. At first, I was like, I'm digressing already. Hello. How could I not do this? Who would I talk to? It would, what? Come on now. But I will admit, let me just tell you my point. When I first saw every Tom, Dick, and Harry coming out with podcasts, I was like, why? Anyone can do that. But actually, when it's the right person doing it, humbly speaking, nobody can imitate that. And I believe that there's a place for me. I don't know. You guys decide. But welcome back. It's season 2. It's been like a little break. We've had a little minute. How have you all been? I'm not as mentally unstable as I was previously, but I'm still quite mentally unstable. I have been for quite a while now, but it's fine. Anyway, this episode is a bit of a welcome, a bit of an introduction to anyone who's not listening. If you haven't yet listened, my name's Aaliyah Sala. I have a couple platforms, you shall say. Some may say. But this one tends to grip some of you. This one is the one that's caught the strangers. So hi strangers. I'm always like this, yeah. Is it ADHD? I don't know. Don't feel the need to comment it. You know why? I don't actually care if I've got it. That's the goddamn truth. This is we are digressing. But you know, one thing I get all the time, and genuinely, I don't take it personally whatsoever. But so many people are like, have you got ADHD? Probably. I'm insane, but I'm still sane enough to know the symptoms, side effects, character traits. I don't know. Don't be offended. I'm just trying to give you a handful of words that might apply to some people's opinion. But anyway, ADHD description and Aaliyah, I feel like they run alongside each other. Have I got it? Possibly. I don't think it's going to change anything. I wouldn't be medicated. Not that I'm against anyone else being medicated, but I can't. Okay. So if I've got it, oh well. Yeah, great. Anyway, welcome back. If you are a returning gangster, that's what we're going to call you, an RG, then you survived. You survived, I survived. We all survived together. But this episode, I just wanted to do a bit of a welcome, a bit of a hi. I've changed locations, not for aesthetic, but I loved my old setup. And my old setup was in a spare room in my house. However, you see the shoes at the side of the other setup? That was my idea of aesthetically storing trainers because there's about 500 trainers in this house, right? My husband just keeps taking them off, walking in the poo, putting them on there. And in the back of my videos, we were getting shoddier and shoddier every time. And if you don't want me to divorce him, then I had to move. So yeah, this is why I'm here because this is my space. He can't come into this space. So I'll be here for the foreseeable, okay? Unless you want to reach out to someone who will get me a podcast platform and they will film it for me, and then you will get an episode twice a week if we get there. But until then, welcome to my boudoir. That's where we are. That is where we are. But anyway, this episode is what can we call it? I wasn't really planning for this because, like I said, I'll be honest, because I took a bit of a break off, I couldn't I was thinking, can I go back? Should I go back? And then I thought, I'm still not finding all this excess time that I thought I would find in the meantime. And then see, I'm even holding the mic now. It's giving like intimate acoustic night, isn't it? But the other way was stressing me out because it made me sit in a certain way because of how The arm went. But anyway, you don't give a shit about any of that. So we're going to call this episode Reload. No, let's not call it that. Let's call it Reset, Reload, Rethink. And that's exactly why I took a little break. Because I don't want to ignore anything that I spoke about on the previous episode, but I also don't want to drag it on. Do you know what I mean? But I'll admit that by the end of episode 14 of last season, I'd reached a place in my life where I just needed a minute. I feel like every single time I get to this like crossroad in my life, I either save myself with drinking or someone saves me willingly or unwillingly. And I never just take a minute to just sit in silence and be like, how can I best address this in a positive way? So that's what I wanted to do. So you know what? I've been away, but I've been trying to work on myself, man. And I've been putting lots of that into fitness, because fitness is like a way of isolate. I sound like I'm like a fucking hippie now. I'm not a hippie, I swear. But it's like a way of isolating the mind, man. I really took the time to just be alone with my thoughts and work out, man. I didn't want Farhan to be my savior. I don't want him to be my savior anymore, because at the end of the day, I want us to be together because we're choosing each other and not because he's the reason why I get out of bed in the morning. So I took a minute, find out where I am. I'm still taking a minute, but I'm having a better minute. You know, the minute's not as long, let's say that. Let me have a drink. I've been talking a lot already. Here's me thinking, what am I going to say? And I haven't stopped speaking yet. Can you hear that siren? I hope not. I don't live in the ghetto, I swear. I hope you can't hear that siren. If you can, we're not in the ghetto, all right? You can all stop panicking. Anyway, I took a minute. I was trying to decide what was important to me, where I wanted to be. I don't know, man. I just wanted to reflect on some of the things that I always knew was there, but the previous season kind of drawn out of me. You know what I mean? I wanted to take a minute to be like, not be like, how can I be a better wife? Like, actually, how can I just be a good woman who would make a great wife for anybody? Not just for my husband, because I feel like, I don't know. I spoke about this in the previous podcast, but I think I've got this toxic trait with this. But you know, like some women, they're like, I just want to be a great wife to him because he's a great man to me. Or da, 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 da. And then the man cheats on them and then they have like an identity crisis. I've got this like scenario in my mind where I refuse to put myself in a situation where if someone else changes, that would hugely impact me. So yeah, I do want to be a great wife to Farhan, but I want to be a great wife in general. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to give you an analogy. You know, like you know that beer. There's like a beer, isn't there? Farhan always jokes. I don't know what the beer is. He always says there's an advert about beer, and they say, "Why drink any when you can drink this one?" Like that. I want that to be me. But I can't use that because I don't know what the beer is. How does he even know what the beer is? I don't know why. He watches a lot of TV. But, you know, I just want it to be like, if someone said to you, here's four cars. You got a Ford, you got a Honda, you got a BMW, or you've got a Range Rover. I want to be the one that everyone would choose. You understand? Because that means then I'm a well-rounded person. Not just for Farhan, but for myself. So anyway, I'm digressing. I took a moment. I tried to separate Farhan from my moment, and I'm trying to keep him separate from my moment. I'm trying to see where I'm trying to go with this. I also needed to take a minute as well, you know, because being on social media, it can, oh my God, man, it puts blinkers on you so hard. It puts blinkers on you so hard. And you know what, right? Sometimes you know what? Now I'm remembering, I left here with a cough. I still got that blood clot cough. But I remember before I went off, like we've been on social media now for 2 years, and it's so easy after a little period of time to think, fuck it, I'm just gonna do what everyone else is doing, because what everyone else is doing is getting them the bag. And I'll be honest, I was at a point where I was ready to do that. I really was, man. I was getting fed up of being the lone wolf or the black sheep or whatever. And then, you know, I took a minute and I was like, nah, I didn't start any of this for brand collabs or, to never work again. Yeah, it'd be great if this could be my permanent job all day, every day, but I don't want it to change me. So I also just made sure I reflected on that as well, man, because at the end of the day, if the content that I make I don't enjoy making it, what's the point? You guys, I don't know, I don't get it. What's the point? But anyway, life update. Fuck all the rest of it now. We're going to park all that, okay? We'll revisit some stuff in the future episodes of this podcast. But you all keep asking me, like, oh my God, talk more about, like, your kids. My kids are the same as your kids. Fucking devil. No, they're not the devil. But they're a lot. No, you know what? I feel bad. Every time I say my kids are a lot, and then I actually see kids in the street that are a lot, I'm like, oh my God, my kids are not a lot. They're actually a walk in the park. But I don't know. I'm not trying to take it away from anyone else, but my discipline level would never allow them to be a lot, like kind of a lot. You know what I'm saying? But they're a lot. The 2-year-old, I keep calling him, he's not even 2, he's 1. He might as well be 22 because he's a lot. Jai's still Jaiing. He's such a sweet boy. He starts school in September, so he's got his place at his school. So he has been going to that school anyway. And they go to like the preschool of the school. That's what he's been doing. So he's going there. The baby's still dragging him around by his ears. The kids are still kidding. And I'm still got mom guilt, man. And I'm sick of the mom guilt. But I'm going to tell you all, I intend to take them on a trip this year. I don't know if any of you have seen on the podcast, on the other platforms, if you follow us on some socials, you will have seen. However, like I said, we've only been doing this for 2 years, so I think you might have missed one. But anyway, I vowed to myself when I had my kids, again, it's that phobia in me, I'm going to take them on a trip every single year by myself, and it must include an airplane. I think it's a complex my mum caused and created for me without even realising, because she was a single mom. And I remember we'd be like, please, can we? She'd be like, I can't take you by myself. And my brother and sister was so understanding. I remember standing there looking at her at like 7. And I don't want you to all think I'm being mean when I say this, but I used to think, yes, you can. Who else is going to take us, honey? Just pull the plug. It's only going to be a shit sandwich. And I just wish that someone would have fueled her and said, take them damn kids, man. You've got this. You do this every day. There's no way you can't do it in a hot country. I wish someone said that to her. And I think after watching her do that, I almost planned, like I never wanted kids, like be like, I don't think anyone wants to be a single mom, I'm not saying that, but sometimes people are just like, oh, I'll have a baby. I always knew I wasn't having a baby without marriage and all the rest of it. Like, I just didn't want to step into what I'd been raised in. Not that there's anything against it. I just thought I was foolproof in something. I wasn't, but I told myself I was, right? And I'm still like, wait, I'm married and I'm still trying to escape this marital man so I can be a single parent. But I must, man. Like, imagine, I just feel like, do you know when I first took my son, I took Jai to Paris, and I remember I was working in the finance job, and they were all like, why would you go without your husband? Let me ask you a question, Brenda. Would you go without your husband? Absolutely not. Well, this is exactly why I'm going. Because if your husband runs off with the post lady, your kids are going to be stuck in the local park because you have not instilled enough confidence in yourself and your parenting to do that from anywhere around the world. And I want that. And I don't really have much contact with my people being my blood, my DNA, right? Not a pity story, just a fact. And I use that as fuel, as like, you know what? So many moms my age, on a daily basis, their mums will call them, the dads will call them, I don't know who, you're not going to get no tea out of me on this episode, let me tell you that. But other people will call them and be like, do you need anything? Oh, and then they go do the fucking grandkids laundry, and then you got the mom going on holiday with these couples so they don't have to parent while they're on holiday, and then you got them like bringing them around dinner, and then they're calling them saying, oh, I'm going to make up a name, Sophia, you're doing a great job. I love that for them, but I don't have that. So I almost feel like I have to be my own cheerleader. And I swear to you, when I took him on holiday to Paris, it was like 8 days. It was the most, oh my God, oh my God, man, I'll be honest, I thought my shit did not stink. And let me tell you something, why I don't trust people, right? This is why. You know what? It's not why. I took him because I was going to go, right? But let me just explain something about relying on someone else. So I took him Thor was a bit like, you're going to go by yourself? And I was like, well, yeah, honey, yeah. Why would you go by yourself? I was like, because I birthed him, I carried him in my belly by myself. Yes, I'll take him. Thor just didn't get it. Thor doesn't really like an independent woman. He says he does, but every time I make independent woman moves, he kind of gets a bit... He's not like upset. He's never saying don't go, but he just doesn't get why I'm so empowered to do it by myself. But he would never get it. You understand? I just feel like you either get it or you don't, and that's that. It's not my job to help you get it, okay, honey? Bye. So I went. He dropped us off at the airport. It was a horror story in the airport. I'll be honest, it was a shit sandwich, but I wasn't complaining to God. Farhan wasn't getting a message from me because I wasn't going to complain to God that day, I swear. No, you're not going to hear anything from me. I won't complain. I won't prove you right because so many people are just waiting to be proven right, Don't prove them right. I don't know why I'm rambling on about this, but I wasn't even going to talk about this, but now I'm like, Aaliyah, why are you talking about this? I'm like, no, Aaliyah, talk about this shit, man, because every day in my DMs, I get a message like, oh my God, I just sat down and listened to this, and let me just tell you something. Thank you. So I'm going to tell you all about this. We wasn't going to talk about this, but now we are. So I take him to Paris. I'm living my best life. Far's actually got some family in Paris. I've never met them. Far's obviously met them. His family. That's a bit odd to say that he's never met them. He has met them. But I was thinking, like, how am I going to explain that although they're there, he's still met them? You get it. He's met them. He went to a wedding when we were married with them. I didn't go to this wedding. I don't know why. Probably always being shunned again. Anyway, that's a different story. Anyway, this has become like stand-up. But anyway, he went to Paris. I never met these people in Paris. I was never upset about not meeting the people in Paris. But when I went to Paris, I was text Farhan. I was like, give me such and such's number. And he was like, why? I was like, because I'm here. Like, why not say hi? My son is here. I went Paris, went around, said hi to his family. Like, I represented myself. I didn't represent us as a unit. And I think it's important to do that. Anyway, long story short, Far goes to me, how are you going to get home? And I was like, train. And he was like, because he obviously took the car back when he dropped us off. And he was like, oh, are you sure? And I was like, I got myself all the way around Paris for 8 days. I think I'll be okay getting home, right? He goes, oh, I would have picked you up. I'm a very big believer of if you would have, you would. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you wanted to, you would. So I'm like, you do you. If not, I'll get on the train. I get off this plane. And to give you some context, I've only done it once and I would never do it again. I tell anyone who's going to travel with your partner, your whole family, or by yourself, fuck the carry-on. Fuck the fucking carry-on. I dumbly took like 3 carry-ons, a carry-on pushchair too. Yeah, no check-in. Dumb. That was dumb. It was so dumb. And he was 18 months old. Dumb. So I get off this plane fighting with this toddler, these 3 bags, and then they give me my pram, and it's just a mess. It's all a mess. I don't know why I did that. I honestly don't know why I did. It wasn't even to save money. I just was being dumb. Anyway, I think this man's going to be out there. He's going to be like, woo, well done, you did it. Guess what? He's sitting at work. I call him. He's like, I'm at work. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. See what I mean? See why I'm telling you, don't rely on people. Because the humane within me would never have allowed him to do that. But the humane within him, he was fine with it. And that's not me like bad-mouthing Farhan. That's me saying, put your expectations on yourself. Because you know what I had to do? Take the free bag. This boy in this pram who wouldn't cry all the time. Oh my God, the walk in Manchester airport from whatever the fuck terminal Paris drops you off at, all the way down that blood clot tunnel to the train station. It felt, oh my God, I shouldn't even say this. I won't say it. Oh God. It felt like, no, I can't. The descriptive I'm going to use, you're going to be like, you shouldn't say that. I was doing a lot. Like there's a description of people who walk a lot in the middle of the night in a struggle. That was me. That was me. The walk felt like 4 hours. Not one person helped me. I got on the train and this baby fell asleep on me on the train. I'm sitting on the floor of the train, 3 suitcases swinging everywhere every time the train stopped. And then I'm like, oh, I can't wait to get off this train. And then I had to change. It was a change in train. It wasn't just a straight bang, go there. Get off the train. I finally get to my local train station. Guess what? The man is not even there, even though I called him when I got out of the airport. And I'm like, oh, you're not here? Okay, cool. I'll get the train. I dumbly assumed that he would then just make his way at least to my local train station to get me. No. Did he heck? I don't know how we've ended up on this topic, but the moral is the moral at the end of the day. Do it, because no one will do it for you. So I got home to see that he'd not even lived in the house for the whole week I'd been gone, because he just couldn't be asked to tidy it. And that's just that. And that's another reason why I will continue to take them, because if I don't take them, he won't book a trip for me to take them. You understand? He won't do anything for me, just like anyone other Tom, Dick or Harry or Mohammed. You get it? No one is going to do it for me. No one. So do it. But I don't know how we ended there. But anyway, the kids, they're big. The baby keeps beating up Jade. When I say beating up, I keep telling people, when I say beating up, I don't really mean beating. Yeah, I should really say beating up, because he's like, you know, like a dog. You know, you feel like a dog can understand someone. You know what I mean? Like when you say to a dog, like, what are you doing? And the dog like looks at you almost like they fully understand English. That's what he'll do. He'll like try and bite Jai, and Jai will go, hey, don't you do that. That's so mean. And he'll go, and Jai will go, say sorry now. And he'll go, like, he understands. And then you pathetically get a sorry from him when he like is in trouble, But anyway, the kids are getting big. We've had a little minute. I think we had a trip. Have we been on holiday? Have we? Yeah. We went Egypt. Okay, yeah. So since I've seen you, we went Egypt too. How was Egypt? I don't actually remember. How was it? We all got bit to Ross. Don't go there. Well, actually, I shouldn't really say that. We've been in Egypt twice now with the kids. This time was Sharm. The first time was Hurghada. Sharm is just like hell for mosquitoes, man. I don't know if it was that time, a special event, a special occasion. They just like black people. I don't know, but we got bit. We all got bit. But anyway, in the break, I was deciding how best I can deliver this podcast to you guys and make sure that I'm still being authentically myself, but I'm still giving you guys what you want. So I'm reaching out again to talk to you guys anonymously through me on this pod. There's going to be a couple episodes. Doesn't really matter what they're about, because we can fit it around them. If you guys want me to talk about anything, want me to speak on something that you've experienced, or want to share some stories, then please, the DMs are open. DM Sip and Sala on TikTok or Instagram, and we will do something. You won't be named or shamed. And yeah, I just wanted to make this like more of a mental check-in, a virtual hello. I was actually going to drop the camera this time around as well. Let me know what you think about that, because I thought, if I just talked into the mic, I might be more consistent, because I don't have to be ready. Do you know what I mean? And you all might be like, well, seeing you're not ready, no, that's ready. Trust me, if you see me not ready, you would actually call someone and say she needs help, because I literally look like I've been run over. I'm not joking. I'm not even trying to be funny. So if I don't have to use the camera, then it'll be even better for me. But loads of you say, oh, I'd like it to see you. So let me know. I don't know. I don't fucking know at this point. I actually don't know. But anyway, this was more of a mental check-in to say, hi, I'm back. It's been a minute, but thanks for sticking with me. It was a reminder to you all as well to take a mental break. I don't know how we ended up on the story of me taking the kid to Paris, but I'm going to take it as a sign. Do you, man. Do you. You are much stronger, wiser, and more capable than you can ever imagine. And you know what I say to anyone who says, but how is it with, parenting or taking a kid on holiday? If you can parent your kid wherever you're from, let's say the UK, let's say Canada, let's say God knows where you're from, you can do it anywhere else. It's the same shit you got to do, other than you don't have to tidy up after yourself. So it's a little easier. So fuck the plane. If anyone wants to moan at you, they've all done it once before, and if they haven't done it, who cares? Well done. Get them a shiny sticker and tell them suck it up, buttercup, because there's no option for family only. If they made a family only flight, it would be chaos, but no one would fucking moan. I'd actually probably moan, because some of these kids, some of the moms don't even care. They don't even care to make them be quiet. But anyway, that's episode 1. It's a brief encounter. Thank you all for sticking with me. I will see you all next Wednesday. for episode 2. I can't remember what it's about, but I think you might like it. I can't remember. But anyway, if you're watching this on YouTube, please do like and subscribe. And if you're watching on any other podcast platform or listening, please do follow and give us a review. If it's not 5 stars, we don't want it. And we'll see you next week.